and I will act on them. Please remember to follow Geography World channel on Instagram and Facebook using the link shown on the screen. Please remember to like, share with your friends, and subscribe. For person wishing to contact me privately, you may email me at geographyworld100@gmail.com. The link will be posted below. Hi guys, welcome back to Geography World. For this video, we'll be looking at question number 3 on the CSEC Geography 2022 paper. Question 3 part A basically asks that we study figure 2 below, which shows sources of the world's energy, and then answer the questions that follow. So below we're looking at a pie chart that shows the sources of the global world or the world's energy. So it shows us the different types of energy that we use globally. Let us move down, as well as the percentage. Let's move down to part 1 of the question. Part 1 asks what percentage of global energy comes from hydro. That's a very simple question. You just look for hydro and it says that it's 2%. So your answer is 2%. 2% of the global energy comes from hydro. Part 2 to the question state the source that is the greatest contributor to world energy. Which source of energy is the greatest contributor? And here it's oil, because oil has 33%. It has more of the pie chart than the other energy, so it's oil. So oil is the greatest contributor to the world's energy, and that's 1 mark. We're to name the energy source that account for 6% of global energy. So look for 6%, and here we can see it's nuclear. And then part 4 to the question asks that we calculate the percentage of world energy that comes from coals, and here to show your work in order to get the 2 marks. Now all you're going to do is that coal, it has no percentage, so what you're going to do is add up the percentage for all of these. Remember, the percentage is out of 100, so what you're going to do when you add them up, you're going to get 73, and you're going to subtract 73 from 100, which leaves us with 27. So coal accounts for 27% of the world's energy, and that is 2 marks once we show you're working. B to the question asks that we differentiate between primary and tertiary economic activities. Now this is a simple question, and primary economic activities are those involved in the using of natural resources such as the extraction of minerals from the earth, fishing from the sea, forestry and agriculture from the land, while tertiary economic activities are those that provide services rather than a tangible product, such as retailing, banking, transportation and tourism. So primary economic activity, these are natural resources, while tertiary economic activities are services. Good. Part 2 to that question asks that we name any 2 extractive industries found in the Caribbean, and I have listed 3. So extractive industries found in the Caribbean include mining, quarrying, and oil and natural gas industry. Part 3 to the question asks that for each extractive industry named in B2 above, state 1 country in the region where the industry currently exists on a large scale. So let us go through all 3. So for mining, you can use Jamaica or Guyana. For quarrying, you can use Jamaica. And for oil and natural gas, we know that Trinidad and Tobago is where we have that taking place in the Caribbean, and that's 2 marks. C to the question asks that we explain 2 benefits that are derived from the development of the manufacturing sector in Caribbean countries. Now, the manufacturing sector in the Caribbean is very important, and 2 benefits that are derived from the development of the manufacturing sector in the Caribbean include, but are not limited to: 1, it creates income and revenues that make up the gross domestic product of the country. And when we talk about the GDP, is the value of all the goods and services that are produced in a country. Hence, the manufacturing sector would contribute greatly to the GDP of the country if it is developed. Right? 2, it creates a balance of payment deficit. So when manufactured goods are exported, they reduce the amount of foreign exchange spent on imports while increasing export earnings. This reduces the amount of borrowing and spending of US dollars, therefore reducing the debt burden. 3, creates employment for both the skilled and the unskilled workers. So the development of the manufacturing industry would create the multiplier effect where persons are directly are indirectly linked to the manufacturing industry, such as farmers in the primary industry provide raw material to the manufacturing industries, and retailers in the tertiary sector sells the end products to consumers. 4. Increased development of infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and other infrastructures to facilitate trade via land, sea, and air. So the income tax earned from the different industries are used to develop infrastructure in the country. So these are just 4 benefits. There are many other benefits that you could have discussed, but they only need 2. Part D, as we explain how any 2 challenges have prevented the setting up of either aluminum smelters or oil drilling in the Caribbean region. So at first I'm going to talk about bauxite, and I'll look at oil after. Now, 2 challenges that have prevented the setting up of aluminum smelters in the Caribbean are: 1, the price of the bauxite fluctuates greatly on the world market, which causes serious problems to a country that heavily depends on its earnings. So the price fluctuates, right? And another thing is that is there cost for machineries and production. Is there cost for machineries as well as production? It's very expensive for small developing states in the Caribbean. Hence, islands depend heavily on foreign investors. Instead of buying these machineries, they prefer to allow foreign investors to come in and do the work. It's an renewable resource, hence the material will eventually be exhausted. Right? So that's another challenge that they face. And alternative source of bauxite and alternate products are being used, such as plastics, and this is basically affecting the demand for aluminum. So they're trying to use other products, which is basically giving the bauxite companies or the aluminum companies a fight. Hence one of the challenges that they face. Talk about oil. Now, 2 challenges that have been preventing the setting up of oil drilling in the Caribbean are: 1, the price of oil must be in line with the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Hence, it's difficult to purchase machineries because the cost of production is very expensive compared to other countries. So Trinidad faces this challenge where it is very expensive for them to basically do oil compared to other countries, and their price have to be in line with the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Country. So that's where one of the challenges that they're having. And then due to the fluctuation in the grade or quality of oil, it makes refining more costly, hence too expensive for developing island states. So the grade fluctuates. It's not if they have a high grade all the time, it fluctuates, and then the oil reserves are set and will be exhausted within a few years. It is estimated by 2050 Trinidad will have no more oil. However, it's non-renewable, so they don't want to invest in something that is going to finish, right? And then due to competition from other oil producers around the world, they have competition from other producers around the world. Hence, that's one of the reasons why they don't want to set up oil drilling in the Caribbean. They prefer to use overseas investors. Please stay tuned for question number 4 in my next video. Bye. We are at the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell in order to receive more videos like these. Leave comments below suggesting topics that you would want me to present on. In the comment section below, comment the name of your school and the territory for a shout out in my next video. Until then, bye.